It is sum total of all the functions of our brain cells and how we experience that. When we are working to get into a state of no mind, we are actually working with the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. This is the work which we do. The unconscious mind, which is taking care of the function of the physiology, we are not intervening there. In the modern psychology, they have classified mind as conscious mind, subconscious mind. Then a deeper part of the subconscious mind is considered as the unconscious part of the mind. And then there is one more deeper level, which is called the superconscious mind. So we are working with the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. The functions of this conscious mind are perception, cognition, and concept making. So that covers up everything that we see, all the information that comes in, and also the analysis and the synthesis and the concept making. All these functions are happening in the conscious mind. Then, when you are working with the conscious mind, you get into a deeper relaxation. When you get into deeper relaxation, what happens? The subconscious mind starts to pop up. And it starts to put out impressions which are there stored in the unconscious mind, which appears during this process as appearances, visions, like dreams. But it is called visions, because you are consciously sitting and you are seeing things as if it is a reality. And this is coming from the subconscious area of the mind. Then we are not doing anything with the unconscious mind, which is the deepest part of the subconscious mind. Before it was considered as subconscious mind, but later, like during the time of Freud, he classified it as the unconscious part of the mind. So here, the unconscious part of the mind is taking care of all the physiological activities, including the activities of the brain, of which we have no control. We are not having any kind of control over this. And then when we are working with the conscious and the subconscious part of the mind, the body starts to relax because the conscious mind starts to settle. The perception, cognition, concept making, all these functions of the mind slowly settle. Thereby, the body becomes very settled, absolutely settled. When I say the body is settled, what happens to the body? The physiological functions comes to the minimum level. But heartbeats are there, respiration is there in a very, very, very minimum level. Then all the physiological functions which are needed to survive at that time alone will function. So what happens? The breathing will be very minimum. The heartbeat will be very, very minimum. And all the brain activities is slowing down, except the observing possibility. So consciously we are observing. Still the conscious mind is under surveillance. We are looking at it, relaxingly watching it. It doesn't mean that we cannot see, we cannot hear, we are shutting up everything. No, everything is functioning in a minimum level. Thereby the body functions becomes so much minimum and you conserve all the energy which is there in your system. And these energies, which is the vital force actually, and that is focused on observation. Everything is channelized into observation. And when the observation is sharpening in that way, still the physiological function slows down because no other function other than witnessing takes place. the observation becomes witnessing. When the witnessing takes place, you are actually not doing anything. Whatever is happening will be witnessed. Whatever sensation that is coming will be witnessed. And you are not actually doing anything. Everything is working in its own way, which is needed at the time. And the world is also existing, but you remain as the observer of the whole program. When I say observer, it implies a will to observe, and that will diminishes. Thereby, things will be simply witnessed. It doesn't mean that something is stopped. Nothing is stopped. As you are not intervening with any process, you become totally relaxed. When you become so relaxed in this way, all the potentiality your brain has will, all the brain cells, I should say, they started to slowly fire. Many of the functions are not actually taking place because of our intervention. The main intervention is done by the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Here, conscious mind and subconscious mind are under observation that they cannot function anything. We are switching over the normal functions of the mind into an observer's role. Thereby, nothing is happening, and the observation becomes so passive that you just remain as the passive witness. Doesn't mean that you are not seeing. Impressions are coming. Impressions take its own forms. You are not involved in the process. You are just witnessing everything. And this condition is called a superconscious state. We are not involved in anything. Thereby, all the possibilities our brain has will be getting into function. Many impressions not impressions, experience may come to the practitioner. That is what we call as the light or sparks or electric discharge or shaking, shivering, or maybe great sensations of ecstasy or a feeling of unbounded love or something like that. Then you may be tearing like anything. You may be laughing like anything. You have no social inhibition in that condition. All these things, the inhibitions, all the complexes, all these things are happening by the intervention of the conscious mind. And that part is totally settled. Thereby, you become the nature. You are the nature, but you are aware that you are the nature, and you are seeing how the nature is functioning. You're not separate. Just the nature sees the function of the nature. And then there is no strain for living like this. This is considered as a high state in yoga. And that is the possibility which is hidden in the human mind because we can observe ourselves. It's a very special condition of the human brain. It can create everything. At the same time, it can also observe what it is doing. And we are tapping that possibility to get into an unbounded awareness of what is happening in me and how I am part of the nature. So we have come to the realization that I am not separate. I have no separate existence. I am not separate at all. I am part and parcel of the whole. Rather, I am the whole. That is what's happening. And then it is the strainless existence. You're not doing anything. And you become so strainlessly living in this world. And there will come the time that your body cells may not function further. And so it slowly stops the process of the normal process. Instead, the dying process will be triggered. And then you see you are dying. And the dying process takes over the body function, and you remain as the witness of the whole thing. This is considered as Mahasamadhi. Thank you.